Well, if you're a straight guy, regardless of your political stance, you've probably encountered and been interested in that cute girl who caught your eye. But what if she's left-wing? A feminist or a communist or all of the above? It's a common situation for many guys, kind of a canonical event. Let me share a recent story that happened to me. I met a girl at a bar. This was last Saturday, so not too long ago. She identifies as left-wing, a communist. We had a chat about politics and, of course, disagreed on some points because I lean right, so I ended up disagreeing with some of the things she said, but we had a healthy dialogue. However, what happened next? We were both keen on meeting up again, but soon after, she stopped responding to me. We exchanged Instagrams, followed each other, but since Sunday, there hasn't been much interaction. She doesn't view my stories, doesn't reply to my WhatsApp messages, even though I have her number. So I was confused because I thought everything had gone well. She even told me I was caring and that she liked that, but I treated everything normally, like any guy would without being a simp. However, this leads me to a broader question, which is why I'm addressing this issue. I'm bringing up a recent study that reveals that men and women between 18 and 29 years old have quite different political ideologies. While men tend to become more conservative, leaning to the right, women in this age group are leaning left, often adopting more radical positions. I'll show the data on the screen for you. This research spans from 1990 to 2020 and shows a significant difference between men and women in countries like South Korea, the United States, Germany, and the United Kingdom. South Korea stands out as the country with the largest disparity between men and women in terms of political ideology. Men tend to lean right, while women are moving towards progressivism, as indicated by the blue and red lines on the graph. In the United States, we see an increase in progressivism among women, while men remain relatively conservative. In Germany, we observe a similar shift over the decades, with men and women taking opposite political directions, especially among generations Y and Z. It's fascinating to note how political dynamics influence relationships. In the United States, for example, we see growing polarization, and in the UK, the pattern is similar. In the United Kingdom, since 1990, men and women had quite similar political positions. However, from 2010 to 2020, we observe a drastic change in women, projecting a very progressive stance. Men also appear to be somewhat more moderate, though not as conservative as before. This indicates that men are positioning themselves more towards the center. It's interesting to note these trends as they reflect not only political changes, but also the difficulties men and women face in relationships. For example, on dating apps like Tinder and Bumble, women often reject men with right-wing political views. This creates a serious problem, leading men to be more politically moderate to increase their chances of a relationship. However, this dynamic doesn't occur in the same way for women who continue to select their partners according to their political preferences. This leads to difficulty in connecting between people with different political views. Speaking from personal experiences, I had a relationship with a left-leaning person while I leaned more to the right. Despite this, we faced communication difficulties as she avoided discussing political matters with me, fearing confrontation. This highlights the importance of healthy debate, where both parties can express their opinions. It's crucial to break out of the ideological bubble and be open to dialogue with people of different political views. However, some issues persist, such as the repudiation of masculine attitudes by the left, which affects communication between men and women. While the right addresses these issues more empathetically, the left tends to ignore or stigmatize men who don't fit their standards. This is evidenced by the increasing number of single men worldwide. Therefore, it's essential to adopt a posture of debate and questioning, clearly communicating your own opinions and expectations when relating to people with different political orientations. To have a successful relationship, it's fundamental to demand understanding and an open mind from your partner. You need to ensure that she's willing to listen to your opinions without feeling offended. This stance is essential because without it, it's difficult for the relationship to prosper. If the person shows too much intolerance towards divergent opinions, it can be a clear warning sign that perhaps she's not the right person for you. An intolerant attitude indicates that she's not interested in you as an individual, but rather in political matters. If you're not an extremist, it doesn't make sense to be labeled as one. Your personality goes beyond your political position. It's important to understand that it's becoming increasingly challenging to maintain healthy relationships, mainly due to the growing radicalization of women, unlike men. Possible causes of this include the patriarchy and the feminist narrative. Feminism, for example, primarily targets women, with no equivalent political ideological movement for men. However, it's important for men to start expressing their own perspectives and needs in relationships. You need to know what you want in a relationship before getting involved with someone. With access to information on the internet, it's no longer necessary to rely solely on personal experience. Knowledge is crucial. In many cases, the patriarchy is seen as the main oppressor of women, a narrative that can demonize men. However, it's important to understand different perspectives on the patriarchy, such as the Greek view, for example. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and leave your comments. Your collaboration is very important.